so in this one we're going to go over Kata Guruma. Kata Guruma is a very, very powerful throw. It's one of the most powerful throws in Judo. Pretty well, if you can do a Kata Guruma and do it well, that's pretty much a fight ender right there. Depending on how your opponent lands, it could be even a life ender. It's all dependent on how he lands, and the better you are and the more you train, the more you're able to learn how to manipulate your opponent as they are falling, so that you can make them fall pretty much any way you want them to. And at that point it becomes less of a question of their skill in break falling and rolling, and more of a question of how good are you when you're actually throwing. Okay, so understand that fact. Okay, in this I will teach you how to throw them on their back. I will only teach you how to throw them on their back. Just realize that the possibility is out there, and it is taught in some schools of how to modify the landing to where it makes it even more devastating for your opponent. Okay, so I'm going to go into the dojo method, and then we'll modify it for use against anything. Okay, so once again, when they throw that punch, notice how everything comes off of a punch. Why does everything come off a punch? One, it's a very common attack. Two is the punch is pretty much a stand-in for any extension from the body. Okay, I don't care if it's a push. I don't care if it's a push one hand, push two hands. If it's a punch, right? Whatever it is, it's always an extension. Okay, it's always an extension of an arm to act on your person. Okay, so that's why we use punch. It's just an easy stand-in. In other words, opponent presents arm. Okay, it's just, I can't exactly say opponent presents arm, but that's really all he's doing when he's punching. Block and grab again. Camming to the inside, rotating around, and grabbing. Block and grab. Okay. Now with this technique, this point right here is imperative. It's not I'm pulling this way. I'm not pulling straight out. I'm pulling up. See the difference? Watch the difference in the way the jacket moves. If I pull out, it resists against the nail. If I pull up, now it wants to go where I want it to go. Okay? So, and it doesn't take much for this to happen. Okay? So he's already coming forward with force. All I'm doing is I'm blocking and grabbing and coming in with it. Now I'm swinging my right foot forward in between his 2 feet. Okay? Let me bring that down some so that you guys can see that. Okay, punch is coming. Blocking and grabbing. Stepping forward in between his 2 feet with my lead foot. Okay? Now, then I'm just going to duck down just a little bit to bring his arm right across the back of my neck. That'll set up his rib cage to be right on top of my shoulders here in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand, and it's going to go right in between his legs. Okay? I'm going to keep my arm and hand straight so they catch on the inside of his thigh. Okay? Then I'm just going to lift and throw. Okay? Now, that's the technique. Now let's go ahead and see what it actually looks like when it's done with speed. So he throws that punch just like that. Okay? technique as it's taught in the dojo. In the street, we're going to have a different technique, okay? Because there are people of differing sizes. If I'm trying to do that against somebody who's very big, it's not going to work. The reason why it's not going to work is because I may not have enough strength to lift him up. I may not have that. In that case, I wait for the punch to come, blocking and grabs. I step forward, but as I step forward, I drop my back leg. I keep my lead leg bent. And then I just simply get the pole up and throw this way. Okay? It's not as devastating that way, but it does work. And in a dojo, the first variation that you're taught is this one, is the kneeling. The reason why you're taught the kneeling is because it's simply easier on everybody. It's easier on your uke to take the fall, obviously, and it's also easier for you to learn the mechanics of it. Now, a lot of people do Kata Guruma wrong. The reason why they do it is because they don't realize or haven't been taught that it's not a straight pull. It's an upward pull. Okay? You'll find with throws like this that it's up then down. Not straight across and then maybe down. See the difference? Which is going to have more effect? Up then down, or straight across and then maybe down. This is a powerful throw. The most powerful throws that you'll find have this up and then down effect. Okay? That's what we're going after. So anyway, thanks.
I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, I appreciate your time. Defend your homes wisely.